Did you know a decade is 10 years and it starts with a year ending with a 0? This denotes that 2020 is the beginning of a new decade. 2010 to 2019 is now a decade in the past. A lot of happening took place in the last decade, and this is as a result of the actions being taken by people such as you. In order for something to happen, you have to do something. Keep in mind that nothing or not doing something is also something. Let's take, for instance, the third law of Newton. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. This simply means when you do something, something happens, and when you do nothing, nothing happens. Only on a few or rare occasions, you will do nothing and something happens. And this is usually caused by somebody else's action or doings. Whichever way you want to look at it, everything that happened is as a result of someone else's action. This is applicable in every area of your life. If you want to be knowledgeable, you have to eliminate ignorance. If you want to be rich, you have to stay away from everything that bestows you poverty. If you want to be happy, you have to avoid whatever brings you sadness. You have to take action in order for something to happen. You have to do something for 2020 to be your decade. According to the BBC News, Ed Sheeran was crowned the artist of the decade in the United Kingdom. How did this happen? Well, Ed took upon himself to do something, to write, to compose, and record songs that grazed the top 10 Billboard chart for almost a year. This simply tells you the importance of making your mind to do something that affects you or the people around you. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with making up your mind to embark on that journey. If you don't want to make up your mind, if you don't want to come to a conclusion that you want 2020 to be your decade, you might take a step, 2 steps, or even 100 steps, but you will quit along the way because your mind is not made up in the first instance. Make up your mind right now to make 2020 your decade and ready to give it your all. There are thousands of books out there that talks about the keys to success. One thing they all have in common is that the key to success is definitely not one. The list I've seen or read is 3, but they all have a particular key, which is determination, like some call it. Make up your mind about what you want. Do you want 2020 to be your decade? Your decade of what? Financial success, acquiring as many certificates as possible, traveling around the world, publish 10 books or more. Make up your mind on what you want and believe in it. One without the other is just another half-baked bread. Another key is consistency and resilience, or should I say persistence. Call it what you may. This is your ability to continue pressing even after hitting an iceberg. If 2020 is your decade of physical fitness, then you should not skip a workout day. The first thing you should skip, or the first time you should skip, make it easier for you to skip the second time and that time after that. Start with the little things like making your bed in the morning and reading for an hour each day. Call someone just to say hi, and before you know it, you are typing hundreds of lines of code in your computers. Keep in mind that consistency is a two-edged sword. Repeating the same thing over and over again while expecting a different result is just another endless circle of disappointment. Know what works for you and what doesn't.